Good everyone, welcome to this video. Today it's a Spade review on the SB-2M 103U. Now straight off the bat, I'm going to be brutally honest. This is not a very good plane. It's basically a SB-2M modified to have different engines, as you can probably tell by the engine nacelles. Other than that, it's not really that different. It's just a standard SB-2M. Now, this was actually one of the SB-2Ms that was removed many years ago, apparently, in 1.39, I think it was, if I remember rightly. And obviously, that was before I started, well, in fact, I'd even heard about War Thunder. So naturally, I wanted to get my hands on this thing, and well, was I impressed? Not really, but it's like the H-81. I wanted it for collection. Like I like the SB bombers because of their characteristics and that flipping front nose turret, which will make a cameo appearance in today's video because, well, it does awesome. Um, and I've always liked the SB bombers. They have that sort of characteristic about them. Like they're so derpy. They used to fly like twin engine heavy fighters, and I've just never really wanted to like. Well, I wanted to collect them as many as I could. Obviously, I've got 5 now. I've got 6. So obviously I've spaded all of them. I think personally the 100 and the 103 are the best variants. Then obviously you got the AR2, which is essentially just an upgraded SB. So technically I have 7 if you think about it. But I don't think this is a very good plane, but I just like it purely because of me now owning the 103U. Because obviously I didn't get to own it. I wasn't around then, and I obviously didn't know. And we've obviously gone through many different patches and all that, and people want to see these planes returned. I'm sort of glad they brought this back. So that's a positive for me. So what are the new engines like? Well, they are, once we go to X-ray, Klimov M103As. Now, I think, if I remember rightly, Peshka's use these. Like, these are earlier variants, but these are Peshka engines, if I remember rightly. They're either Peshka engines or they're Yak engines. One of the two. And they are actually pretty good engines. As you can see, they're 850 horsepower on normal 100% power, and then WEP is 1017. We'll call it 1020. They are good engines. I really like them. They don't, well, I mean, the water overheats, but the oil doesn't. The oil doesn't care. And the actual water control or the water damage itself, or like the temperatures and all that, they're easy to manage. The one thing that drew me to this aircraft was I thought, well, if it's got radiators in the front, how does this thing open up? And it is actually pretty like aggressive with its look when these engine radiators open up. And that's why I like the look of the plane. And obviously with this sort of mirror on the top so the pilot can look behind him. You've obviously got the tail gunner, which is really exposed. You've got the lower gunner and you've got the front gunner. This front gun will come into use today. Stat wise, don't expect anything special like this plane from me. I'm a good bomber pilot, but even I can only make this thing work reasonably well. 1 air kill, 3 deaths, one of which was to a bullshit engine failure. I'll tell you about that one. And 9 ground targets. That's when I rushed in and died to a guy who I'm fairly certain was running an aimbot, but we'll gloss over that. Otherwise, I spaded the plane just a couple of flights. I got 3 base kills. I got 9 ground targets, and well, it should have been more ground targets, but you'll see why I didn't get any more because of this game. But anyway, let's jump into the battle and let's have a look. Obviously, you've just seen that I'm cloning out some replay files today. I've done a load of recordings this morning, and I just want to get them out of the way, really. So why not get some done? Now, it is a night battle, so I'm hoping you guys can see something. But to be fair, night battles look a lot better now, in my opinion. And this plane looks gorgeous in the bloody night. The sleek silver, or the chrome sort of silverish paint job. The Chinese Air Force decals, they look really nice. Except we have to win like, I think it's like 100 games in RB playing China to unlock the decals. Because I wanted to put decals on the top of the wings. because it's got them under the wings, but it hasn't got them on the top of the wings. I prefer having aircraft like that. So I've just marked my base, which is the far left one. I tend to go for this one on this map if I'm on this side. And I've got the maximum payload on. It's very similar to the SB-2M 103, which can carry 3 500 kilo bombs. It takes 2 of them to kill a base. But speed-wise, this thing will get up to about 260 miles per hour, which for its battle rate is perfectly acceptable for a bomber. Obviously, there are better bombers at this BR. I mean, this thing's got a good payload for what it is. Obviously, I was... How far was I spaded? I would have been about half to a quarter, well, a quarter to a half spaded in this game, because obviously I went down the bomb line first, because I'm on this payload. So obviously, it is a nice plane to fly. Obviously, am I in my view? Yes, I am. It looked like the game was being, well, the replay file was being a bit weird. But hopefully, because I do ride the WEP a bit, those radiators will open up and I'll show you what I mean. But it's a nice plane to fly. It's quite relaxing. Obviously, the engine sound is brutally awesome when you go around the front like this. It does sound nice, this engine, or these engines. This bomber, well, this SB-2M, I don't think it can fly on one engine. I haven't done a one engine test, but it's still, it can fly on obviously 2, because it's only got 2, but its 2 engines that it does have are perfectly good for what it is. And the bomb payload is perfectly good for a light bomber, because that's what it basically is. Now, the one thing to take into account, you do have the knackered SB-2M flight model, as I call it. 2 bombs out. I don't know what the hell happened in that. Then you might have seen that 500 kilo bomb being weird then. That's a replay bug. I still have 1 bomb left, and the 500 kilo in the actual fuselage, I do have that. However, I'm not going to get any kills of it, because I was planning to drop it on this convoy. However, useful, quotation marks, teammate in a H-81 is going to clean up that convoy before my 500 kilo bomb lands, so I was a bit pissed off. And I'm really hoping those radiators open up, because I want to show you guys, because they look awesome when these things open up. So obviously, defensive coverage, you do have weak spots and all that, but that top dorsal gunner can actually do pretty well. There you can see Captain Retard in his H-81. I think he was like level 60. We'll have a look. I have met this squadron before. He's level 93 and he's ground pounding in a bloody... And he's ground pounding in an H-81. I open the bomb middles at this point. I drop the bomb, but don't get anything, because that guy steals everything. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't get any air kills. He just gets ground target kills. And we are going to lose this game. Just to give you a heads up. But like I say, it's not this plane's fault. It's done its job. It's a bomber. It's only meant to do its job. And that's it. And then it goes back to base. Drop your bombs, get out, go home. Easy. That's how you should fly this thing. Fly as a high-speed bomber like it was in real life. And are those radiators open yet? No, they're not. I don't think they will show on a replay file, unfortunately, but what I recommend you do is, if you want to see what the radiators look like when they're open, and just see what I mean by the aggressive look, go into test flight, ride the WEP. You'll see what I mean. But they look really, really good. Obviously, I'm spotting planes that this H-81 pilot cannot see. Obviously, there's a P-36 up his arse. And what's he going to do? Nothing. He's just going to fly on straight and he's just going to die. Being useful. Because, well, useful teammates, eh? I got a lot of bad teams find this plane. My first flight was with, again, the Digital Time Traveler. I flew right past them as they got swarmed by about 4 Japanese fighters. The Japanese fighters couldn't catch me because this thing dives really well. And I just kept on going. I didn't stop. I kept on going. And, well, I just watched those two. I watched Short and DTT get completely swarmed. And obviously, I'm in a bomber. DTT likes it when a bomber gets away and will have to do its job. Because I got a base kill, but an IL-2 had to finish the base because obviously stock payload on the SB is not very good. It's only 6 100 kilogram bombs, which will get you about half a base, but that's really it. So at this point, I bet you're thinking, what the bloody hell am I doing? Well, I saw this HE-100 tail sitting these key D3A1 bots, and I thought, it's free real estate. Let's go for it. This float zero jumps on in front of him. Maybe he's going too slow. I'm not. Air kill. That's the only one I got on this plane. I just saw the opportunity, and I had to do it. That actually got me quite a bit of experience points, because obviously the SB bombers are not very good. They don't have very good defensive armament. But getting to do that with the front turret for old time's sake is always nice. Always nice. Because two 7.62 Shikasas on this thing are brutal. They are brutal once you get armored targets in them. Because obviously they've got 10 mils a pen, APIT across the board. Well, API, and then obviously one APIT round I think there is. It's really good. And unfortunately, guys, I can't show you the radiators, but even so, once you get down to Chinese tree, just literally jump this thing in a test flight. Once you get down to rank, this is rank 2 aircraft, so you shouldn't take that long to grind it. If you go for the reserves, you should be pretty much halfway there. But obviously at this point, my team's dying. We're down to a single TYT player who is actually not a cheater. Because obviously I have proved that they are cheaters. There was a Reddit post quite a while back that got removed because it basically said that TYT or TYT and a whole bunch of other squadrons did have cheaters in them. That's all I'm going to say. And obviously we do have that Float Zero who came in to try and assist me with the HE-100, but the front turret dealt with him, as you saw. And obviously that's why I put on the replay's name, Sneaky Breeki Fighter. I just wanted to do that. But at this point, I'm landing now. I know exactly that my team is dying. I think that was when I grabbed a screenshot for Tom the Tank. He loves getting screenshots. If you're going to screenshots, do contact him on Discord or on my Discord server and send him some screenshots. He loves receiving them. He'll put them in his videos and he'll give you credit for them. Nice guy. I've helped him out a little bit, so that's always nice. But at this point, I'm the last plane alive. And as much as I'd love to go screaming in with my SB bomber, I'm not. I'm just going to land and I'm just going to J out. So like I say, this plane is good in some aspects, but really, really terrible in some. I still think if you didn't get all your SB-2Ms when you, obviously, well, if you wasn't here before 1.39 like me, this thing will be something for a collector's piece for you. And that's how it should be. I think there is actually one more SB-2M that I still have to collect. I can't remember the name of it, but it's some modification of a 103. But it was still a fun little Spade. We did have obviously some shit games, but you get that with bombers. But like I say, I would recommend picking the plane up. It has its characteristics. It has a good bomb load for what it is, and not only that, it's a collector's piece. If you didn't get this thing in the Russian tree, you now can own it, which I think is really nice of Gaijin to do that. China did use more SB-2Ms, so there is a chance we may see more SBs down the line, but we'll see. But anyway, I'll let you guys off. I hope you enjoyed today's video on the SB-2M 103U, and I'll see you all on the next one.